It was very interesting to read the results of President Obama's fiscal commission. They came up with what anyone would expect to be the solutions for America's economy as it stands right now. It's very simple. They recommended cutting entitlements, they recommended cutting subsidies, and they recommended raising taxes. It's no miracle. How do you balance a federal budget? How do you put an American government in a solvent position economically? You do it by going back to the fundamentals. But what are we doing? Are we doing any of this? Do we pay attention to the fiscal commission? Our federal deficit right now is at $13 trillion. With the tax breaks, the Bush tax cuts that have been extended, we're likely to add another $1 trillion to that deficit. It is a question of a culture of debt in the United States today, at the federal level and the personal level. Let's look at the personal level for a moment. Personal debt per family is twice as high today as it was in the 1980s. Even though recently people were putting more of their disposable income into savings, it's actually down 2%. It's down 2% than where it was at last year. 89% of Americans who were polled by the George Gallup pollsters said that they're watching expenditures. But when we look at the statistics and we look at the facts, it simply is not true. Spending and debt is heading right back up. So what is the question here? What is going on? We know that Americans spend more and rack up more debt than any people in the world. Why is this? Are we in some way different? Are human physical, intellectual makeup different than people around the world? This is not true. It's because we have easy credit. We have the kind of easy credit that other countries do not have. Our credit cards are very easy to get. Debt is very easy to accumulate. We have home equity loans. We have some subprime mortgages. We have all kinds of ways to borrow money that other countries, more responsible countries, more fiscally conservative countries around the world do not have. It is a culture that says to the American public, buy now and pay later, and the rest of the world simply does not behave this way. Not in Asia, not in South America, not in Africa, and not in Europe. It's time for us all to take a very hard look at the American economy, a look at our spending habits, look at the situation as it is, and ask ourselves, what we're doing now to solve the economic crisis, is this democracy at work? Because if it's democracy at work, we know it's not solving our problems. Our government is going bankrupt. There is no other word for it. We'll have to see how they address the problems in the future. I can tell you that they will only be worse. My prediction is that the military budget will eventually be cut. They will have to do this. But a lot of other very important, more disciplined, more realistic, and more statesman-like solutions need to be found to improve the American economy as it stands now.